This is KDLT News at 6 on NBC.
Our hearts are broken today.
Tragedy at an elementary school in Connecticut. Good evening, I'm Tom Hanson. Thanks for joining us. Jennifer has the night off. 27 people are dead, including 20 children, after a gunman opened fire at an elementary school in Newtown, Connecticut. The suspect is identified as 20-year-old Adam Lanza, who died at the scene. His mother was a kindergarten teacher at Sandy Hook Elementary School. Officers from various agencies immediately entered the school after the first 911 call was made just after 9:30 this morning. Police and SWAT teams surrounded the school and stormed outlying buildings. Now, they made a complete active shooter search of the building while evacuating students and staff. Parents rushed back to the school, desperate for any information about their kids inside. Law enforcement agencies, not just limited to Connecticut, are undertaking a massive investigation. President Obama has ordered all flags to be flown at half-staff. Now, the shootings caught the nation by surprise. It's one of those violent events that touches everyone emotionally. KDLT's Ashley Kringen joins us live from Robert Frost Elementary in Sioux Falls. She had a chance to talk with parents. Ashley?
Tom, this hits home for everyone, and especially for those who have kids. Earlier today, I had the chance to talk to some parents who say they're thankful to pick up their kids from school safe and sound.
Just standing there by myself, waiting at the door and just thinking that I'm so glad that I'm here picking him up, knowing that he's coming out healthy and happy from school today.
Maria Garassi has 3 kids, one of which is in kindergarten at Robert Frost in the Spanish immersion program. After hearing the news about the tragic shootings at an elementary school in Connecticut, Garassi says she's been in tears on and off all day.
You don't want to read about it, but you feel so compelled to, see what's going on and feel so deeply for those families.
Garassi recalls doing plenty of tornado and fire drills growing up, but for her kids, more drills have been added to the list.
And now it's the kind of world where you have to do drills to learn about what happens when a gunman comes into your school.
It's terrifying. It scares me.
Karen Abbott, a mother of 4, has a son in kindergarten at St. Mary's, where she feels safe dropping and picking up her kids from school.
Everybody knows every single person that goes to the private school, or especially St. Mary's, and it's locked down. The doors are locked every day. I just feel safe.
Garassi says her heart is aching for the parents who lost a child in the elementary shootings, and has been thinking of ways to be there for them.
Encouraging people to, turn their lights off or something for 15 minutes tonight and just pray for these families.
Now, both these parents we spoke to say they feel safe in Sioux Falls because we do live in a small community, but these tragedies can happen anywhere. Newtown, Connecticut's population is just under 30,000 people. Reporting live from Robert Frost, I'm Ashley Kringen, KDLT News.
Thanks, Ashley. Tonight at 10, we will hear from school officials about how they try to keep kids and faculty safe. Well, Joel, a little more melting out there today.
Yeah, actually, temperatures were a little bit above average in many locations, especially across the south. Highs got up into the 50s and 40s. South of I-90, north of I-90, where there's still some snow on the ground, and they got a little bit more, so not as much melting has occurred. Temperatures struggled to get out of the teens. Around Siston, high only got up to about 18, and now temperatures have dropped down to only 13 in Siston, 24 in Watertown, 36 in Mitchell, 40 in Sioux Falls. And like we said, melting has taken place. Travel isn't a problem at the moment, but as we go into the next 24 hours, conditions will be a little bit, will start to go downhill, so we'll have to keep an eye on that over the next 24 hours. We already had the system starting to move on in. We're seeing some rain in our northern Nebraska counties. We'll start out with rain to begin with for tomorrow. We won't see temperatures go up very much, but we will end up with some snow by the end of the day. I'll have details coming up here in just a few moments.
All right, thank you very much. Well, the morning of October 17th is one trooper Andrew Steen and his family won't soon forget. During a high-speed chase, he was struck by a vehicle in southern Sioux Falls. Now, 2 months have passed since the trooper was sent to the hospital in critical condition, and today was a milestone in his recovery. KDLT's Jeff Rusek joins us now with more. Jeff.
Tom, despite doctors telling Trooper Steen and his family he might not leave the hospital for at least 6 months, today the 8-year veteran of the Highway Patrol made some big steps. Trooper Andrew Steen, aided only by a pair of crutches and the applause of dozens of people, walked out of the hospital he has spent the last 2 months in.
Everybody here that came to see me go home, I can't say enough. So I just want to say thank you.
A much different scene when he was struck by a car in the early morning of October 17th. Doctors told Steen's parents that they may have to look at some form of long-term care for the trooper, but during his stay at Sanford Health, his condition improved.
He just took off.
And while he still can't put weight on one of his legs and scars are visible from the surgery that was performed on him last week, Steen eagerly makes his way home, but with work to do.
There's therapy, but his mind is good, it's sharp.
Law enforcement from the Sioux Falls area were there to give the injured trooper a lift home.
And we just couldn't be happier that we're to this point. It's been a long couple months, but we have a lot to be happy for.
And Steen's family was grateful for all the Highway Patrol has done for them in the past couple months.
They actually stood behind us, holding us up, because there were times we almost collapsed.
And with the support of his co-workers and family, Trooper Steen is on the road to recovery.
Oh yeah, feeling great. So I'm terrible with walking, but
Police say Steen was struck by Rachel Coleman. She has been charged with her 4th offense DUI as well as attempted murder.
All right, thanks, Jeff. Now, Steen suffered severe head injuries and a broken ankle at the time of the incidents. Well, a Harrisburg teenager and baby have been missing since Monday morning, and law enforcement officials are asking for the public's help to find them. Lincoln County Sheriff Dennis Johnson says 17-year-old Melissa Herboldt and her 16-month-old daughter were last seen Monday morning. Authorities say they do not believe foul play is a factor, although they are concerned about the welfare of both girls. Officials describe Melissa as a standing 5'6" tall, weighing 110 pounds, with green eyes and light-colored hair. She may be wearing black-rimmed glasses. Anyone with information on the missing girls is asked to call the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office or Crime Stoppers. Tips can also be left online with Crime Stoppers. Authorities say the death of a 23-year-old man from Pipestone who fell 22 feet down a Chicago skyscraper smokestack was an accident. Autopsy results were released today, stating Nicholas Weemy died from his injuries after falling down a chimney. The aspiring comedian was attempting to take a photo from atop the Intercontinental Hotel when he fell down the building's smokestack. It took rescue crews 4 hours to pull Weemy from the smokestack. His girlfriend was on the roof with him and called 911 after he fell. He was taken to Northwestern Memorial Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Well, Vermilion has a new fire chief. Richard Shannon Draper will begin his duties later this month. Draper replaces Doug Brunick, who retired after more than 30 years of service. Draper has more than 25 years of experience, some of it in the military. Well, some farmers recently lost millions of dollars when a seed company abruptly shut down. This Saturday in Redfield, they'll get their chance to speak on proposed changes to South Dakota law. The changes are designed to help regulators detect a grain buyer's failing financial condition. Anderson Seed Company shut down earlier this year without paying farmers for millions of dollars in sunflower seeds delivered to their warehouse. Well, extra officers will be manning the roads this weekend in Minnehaha County looking for drunk drivers and speeders. Now, both police officers and sheriff's deputies will be patrolling the busy roads. They're expecting heavy traffic around shopping areas like the Empire Mall.
Plan for extra time and practice defensive driving, because at this time of year we all know that the traffic does get congested, and unfortunately people lose their tempers, and that does happen. So
now there will be 2 more saturation patrols in the coming weeks. Well, students in the Sioux Empire are trying to help those less fortunate this holiday season. That story coming up on KDLT News.
You're watching KDLT News, part of your community for over 50 years.
Students at O'Gorman Junior High in Sioux Falls are trying to lend a helping hand to new mothers this holiday season. The students have been filling a crib with diapers, baby wipes, and outfits for what they call an Advent baby shower. Now, all of the donated items will go to a number of organizations such as Free Clinic and the Children's Inn. This is the 9th year students at O'Gorman Junior High have been collecting items for the Advent baby shower. But this year is by far the biggest, and that makes one student very proud.
It's really good to see people come together because we're all bringing something together for a good cause, and it's good to see all the people help out.
Now, the students have gathered more than 1,800 diapers and over 100 baby outfits. Well, good news for skiers and snowboarders. The Great Bear Recreation Park in Sioux Falls is planning on opening some of its ski slopes tomorrow. The city-owned park lost much of the snow it produced earlier this year. Last weekend's cold spell allowed workers to produce enough snow to open 40% of the runs. The recreation area served more than 38,000 visitors last winter. Great Bear is considering expanding options that would allow the park to cater to a wider variety of people. Well, students at Rapid City's Canyon Lake Elementary got a very special Christmas assembly yesterday afternoon. Santa and members of the Rapid City Rush hockey team handed out presents to every student at the school. The 284 gifts were donated by Juan and Linda Rittstrom and wrapped with care by the hockey players earlier this month. The Rittstroms have been donating gifts to the school for 5 years now. They say they felt compelled to do something.
Knowing that some of these kids aren't going to get a chance to have a Christmas, and knowing that this is probably going to be the biggest part of the Christmas, it makes you feel pretty darn good.
Now, the Rittstroms say they're also donating about 700 more gifts to go to children at the Youth and Family Services.
Do you think the hockey players wrap the gifts?
That's what they said.
They look good. I can't wrap gifts. I duct tape this way, and they look pretty sharp.
They did a good job then. Yeah. You're not talking hockey, though, are you?
Not talking hockey tonight. A lot of basketball, and the Augustana men's basketball team looks to keep their perfect record intact as they hit the road for the first time this season. Hear from Coach after the break.
East over the Rocky Mountains now starting to redevelop over the leeward side. We've got some thunderstorms down in Texas, but that moisture is now starting to flow into our area. Some of our northern Nebraska counties are already getting a little bit of a taste of that rain. As this starts to push on in, we're starting to see that cloud cover out there now, and winds really out of the southeast for the most part.
When Mark called me around 9:30 p.m. and he told me that I got approved, I jumped from where I am, and I was very happy with my family.
I guess another question. I'm sorry. And how did you choose Sioux Falls?
It's a long story. During the process, the refugee process, I was asked by the International Organization for Migration to provide some names and for contact in the United States. So I provide almost 15 names, addresses, zip codes, phone numbers, emails, and none of them is living in Sioux Falls. They decided to send me to Sioux Falls. And I appreciate it, really. Now I would like to thank them, just like to send me here.
And tell me what it'll be like to